I'm never going to stop talking about the fact that being a stay at home mom is not a privilege. It's a financial partnership. A partnership where you trade free labor for his paid labor. And with this comes potential sacrifices on both ends, because at the end of the day, both of you are still laborers. And there will be wear and tear to both of your bodies. Now, if you and your partner go into this with a financial plan, then both of you can benefit. It takes the right mindset to do this. When I say that being a stay at home mom is not a privilege, it's a financial partnership, it is very triggering for a lot of people. And that's where that mindset situation comes in. The 1950s housewife image, for example, it became a thing because after World War II, when all the women were down here holding down the fort with jobs and working out in the industrial world, men came back and they didn't have jobs to go back to. So there was a huge push in the media and also in our societal norms to have women in the home. However, the crazy part about this is that most people still could not afford that. A housewife is considered a luxury item because typically only the middle and pretty much the upper middle class could afford to have, another adult in the home that didn't bring in some sort of income. Now, while our grandmothers may not have clocked in because the jobs just wouldn't fit around having to plan their families or take care of their households, a lot of our grandmothers were, in fact, bringing home income, meaning they were working both inside and outside of the home. And after the 80s and 90s, where more and more women were working outside of the home, we found that just because they were picking up more hours on the outside, it didn't mean they were reducing their hours on the inside. So now we find ourselves in a position where we are shouldering a lot of times, at very least, half of the load when it comes to financial obligations, but our load inside the house hasn't decreased all that much. And at the same time, statistically, the majority of the money that we make as women is being reinvested back into our households and our families, leaving us less money to invest, less money for retirement, and less time and less work hours. So, Mom, if you're not financially planning for your future, I suggest that you start doing that now. One thing that's really helped me is writing down my goals and just adjusting my mindset when it comes to money. So I journal a lot. That way you can start paying attention to how you feel and what your mindset is surrounding money, so that you are not doing mental gymnastics to keep yourself from flourishing financially. So if you don't have a journal, start off by just grabbing a piece of paper and writing out all of your expenses. And just ask yourself, if something happened to your significant other, would you be able to still maintain and take care of your children alone? And if your answer is no, let's work on some ways that we can turn that no into a yes, because you deserve it and so do your children. And if your answer is no, let's work on some ways that we can turn that no into a yes, because you deserve it and so do your children.